Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Word. In this module I want to have a quick look at how to create a graph and how to use diagrams and pictures. So first of all, how to create a chart using Insert and Chart. Now when you click on the chart icon there, you're presented with all the different types of charts that you can use. These are all the same graphs that you would expect and you would see in Excel and PowerPoint. It's the same package, so you just pick whichever type of graph that you want. So for this, or you may have a template. I don't have any templates, so I'm just going to pick a clustered column graph. Just double click on that or click create, and then you get two things appearing: the default chart and a little spreadsheet, which is where you're supposed to put your information. Now you can edit this data in Excel if you want, but I'm just going to leave it like this. So I'm just going to put some categories across the top: men, women and children as my categories, and then some years, or as my series should I say, and then some years as the category. So 2018, 2019, 2018, 2019, 2020 and 21. Those are my categories. And then when I click away from this, back onto this, we can see first of all it's already created the graph as you've typed it. I click away, I can close this, and there's the graph. I can give it a title. I don't know what I'm going to call this, just stats. And there you go. And then you can format this in the same way as you format a chart in Excel. You've got your design features there and your format features. Design gives you lots of pre-formatted designs. Hover over them. Live preview shows you what they would look like. I'll go for that one. Down the right hand side you've got wrap text, layout options, so you can wrap this around text. So let's see what this looks like. If I add some text, I should have some auto text on here. Type intro. No, so I'll type rand. That gives you some random text, and then you can bring this chart into that text, and then you can change the layout options of this chart inside of this text, like so. So that's what this is for. You've got a plus there which gives you options to add different things, like the table, which is what you had when you had the little spreadsheet opened up. Probably need to adjust some of this. This bit needs to come up a bit. Oh, this lit, that's a bit better. And the table's probably taking up too much space, but you get what I'm trying to do. Make that a bit wider. There you go. And other things you can do in there is data labels. I'll put them on. Data labels. Then you've got this little paintbrush, which does exactly the same as the design tab at the top. Gives you these different features. And then you've got this little filter option, which gives you the option or the ability to filter elements on or off. So if I didn't want the children, for example, I could take that off, apply. Now it's just showing me these two, men and women. And then if I want that back, I click on it, apply, and then it all comes back. On the format tab, you can change the format to this if you want. If I went into shape fill, picture, it would allow me to put a picture in the background of this graph off my computer. So I've got some photographs, examples, or have I? Archive photos yet. Put my daughter in the back of there. She won't like that, but there you go. Or any photo you like, you can put in the background. Now, if you double click anywhere on the graph, you get the format of that area. So I double clicked in the corner there which says format chart area. Fill option, so you've got no fill, solid fill, gradient fill. I don't like that at all, so it's looking a bit grim, this is. So what you need to do here is maybe change the colour to a darker colour, and then move that down a little bit. So you're just basically creating gradients. And then if I go for a really obviously different colour, you can see how that works. And then the bottom one probably, in fact I'll get rid of that one, so the red comes all the way down. Maybe I will put one there and change it to black or something, so it darkens it to towards the bottom. So that's the gradient fill. And then you've got the picture, which will put the picture of my daughter in there, which is a bit intrusive. You can't actually see the data. So what you've got here is a transparency option. You can just push that over. Too far, not 100%, like so. And again, we're going to have to change the font, the style. If I go to format, you've got different options. You can put that to black. That stands out a little better. The table lines, you don't really need to do anything with them, but that's just playing around with the background. Pattern fill is not something I would go for. These are more for when that looks terrible, so I'll just not do that. I'll keep it on picture. I'll go to no fill for a minute. And that's how you adjust a graph in Word. Now if I get a new document, you can also copy and paste a graph in from another program like Excel. So if the graph is more complicated than that, what you can do is you can open a graph or a document that's got a graph in, or a chart in Excel, and then copy and paste that graph into Word. Now you can copy and paste it as a standalone, or you can copy and paste it as a linked chart, which means the data changes in Excel, you will see that change in Word. So I'll copy this first off, just copy, go into Word, paste, straightforward paste. So there's my graph, double click on it, you're formatting the graph as I've just shown you there. Now if I delete that one and do paste special, so I've copied it still, so paste special, paste link, and then pick the top option, OK. Get the same graph coming in, need to just adjust the size of it a little bit. Now watch what happens. If I go back into Excel, and I'm going to delete a load of these figures in Excel, delete, so that graph's changed, come back into Word, and it's changed there as well. So that's paste special, paste linked. That's how that works, and that's quite a common thing in business to do that. If I go back into this and just go undo to bring all that back, so that's back as it was, and then I shall close that one down, Control W. I'm not going to save any changes. Back to Word. I'm going to delete that. So those are just a couple of ways of doing a graph. So if I just get the first one back on the screen for a second, if I just get a blank graph, and then close that. So if you need to edit this data that I've just cancelled off, you've got the edit data at the top there, which brings it back up. And also if I drop the arrow down, you've got the option to edit the data in Excel. Now when you edit the data, wherever you edit the data, this is what the graph is looking at, this space. If I just close this, and I'll just show you in the other option, so if I edit the data, if you need more space, so just make that a bit bigger, or less space, so say I don't want these categories 3 and 4, what you have to do is push that up like so, and then you can delete these off, so it's now only looking at that. If you don't want that series 3, you go like that, and then it's just showing you those two options. If you want more, like another series, you have to do the reverse. You have to expand like that. That's how that works. And again, you can do that in Excel. So I'll close that one off and delete this graph. Now, in terms of using the SmartArt feature, SmartArt, there's lots of really cool diagrams in here. Category at the top, all, then it's list, processes, cycles, hierarchy, relationship, matrix, etc. All the way down, different options that you can bring diagrams from. So if I go for hierarchy first, and I'll go for an organizational chart, click OK to that. So this is the default. I don't want that one, so I click on it, not in it. There's in it. So now if I was going to press delete, it would think I was going to delete text. Now it's going to delete the whole box. I'll just press delete to get rid of that. If I want to add a shape, I just need to click on the level, so that one's highlighted, and then at the top left you've got add shape, add shape, add shape, and then once you've added the shapes, again you click onto the management level, and then you can go to layout and set that standard like so. So if I just type some information in it, MD, when you press enter, the font reduces so it fits in the box. So Mr. Smith is the MD, say, and then you've got 3 departments. I'll just do this very quickly. Training. Now when I press tab, normally you'd expect it to jump across to the next box, but if I press tab, it just tabs within the box, which I don't want. You can use the tab key, but first of all you'd have to press escape, which then just activates the box, and then when you press tab, it goes to the next box. In this case it's gone down. So escape, tab, and then you can type in there escape, tab, and then it goes to the next one like so, and then escape, tab, and you can do it like that. It's probably just as quick to click on it, but it's up to you how you want to do that. Now on the right hand side you've got some designs, styles, which you can hover across and select the one that you like. I quite like that one, so I'll pick that one. And again, in terms of formatting, if you want all the things that I've just shown you on a graph, you can do into this as well. I'll pick a picture of me, so it's inside that box. If I click on the outside of that, I can go into gradient fill, or texture fill, or picture fill, or whatever I want. Over on the right hand side there, I've still got this pane up, so gradient fill. You've got preset gradients. That's coloured the words in there. That's the whole colour. Like so. Now let's get rid of that one. Let's insert a different one. Just do one more, because there's certain ones, if I can remember which one it is, I think it's relationship, it is this one. When you type, you can simply type in there, but obviously I can't type into that next box. Now I've told you if you press escape and press tab, if I click on that one, if I press escape and then tab, I can't get into that box. So if I press tab, tab, now it lets me get in there. I can type 3. However, you've got this little arrow on the left hand side where it allows you to type if you can't actually type in one of the shapes. Now if I wanted to colour these in, I can colour these in different colours, but I have to get onto it. Now if I don't want to use my tab key, I'd have to click onto the number 3 there, and it highlights it, and then I can select the colour I want for that one, and then the whole thing, maybe this bit of that a different colour again, just so it stands out a little bit better. And then eventually you go mad and the whole thing looks terrible, but there you go, that's how you can format that one. But the main point of this was to show you that, the ability to do that. Let's end with that. So that's SmartArt. Now the other thing I want to show you is just basically grouping shapes together. So I'm going to bring some shapes onto the screen, and once you've brought a shape onto the screen, you can use this feature from the Format tab to get other shapes. So if I just do another one, and do a circle. To get a circle, because it's an ellipse tool, you just need to hold your shift key down, it turns it to a circle. And then I want a down arrow, say. Click on down arrow, draw a down arrow. So I've got lots of different shapes. Again, each of these shapes you've got the ability to put a picture in. Put a picture of my dad in. You can see that there. And I'll do it on this one, just do one more shape fill. picture, online pictures, or from icons. I'll just have a look at icons. There's absolutely loads of different icons you can select from, so I'll pick a dog. That'll do. Insert picture of a dog in there. So if you're doing any sort of flowchart diagram in Word, you can use these sort of images to do that. But what I want to do on this one is I want to click on each one, hold my shift key down, and then I want to group them so they're all one set. So I can right click and select group, group. Or it could go up there and do it on there. But now that's just one thing. So when I move that around, they all move together. So I've grouped that as a set, if you like. So that's shapes, grouping, shapes. You can still change the colours on these, but now you're doing it as a set as opposed to an individual thing. And if I come down there, you've got outline, just the lines around them you can change, and you can see it changing as I'm hovering over these things. And then if you want a border, thicker border, you can see that and click on that like that. So they made a thick border. Shape effects, just preview basically what you want and then see if that is what you want. I quite like that actually, so I'll go for that one. So that's shapes. Now the next thing I want to do is just get rid of them and get myself some text, so I'll just go equals rand. Now if I put a 1 in, it means one paragraph and 5 sentences. That's what I want. Because I'm going to insert a picture inside there and do wrap text on the picture, which I've already done. So insert picture. Now I should have more pictures than this on here, so I'm just going to go into examples. What's in PowerPoint? No pictures. Documents. Okay, just cancel that for a second. Insert pictures. Go back to where I was. Examples. Archive photos. Okay, so I've got loads in here. So let's go into general. And let's pick Julius Caesar. Big picture. Make it smaller. So when a picture comes in, it comes in as a chunk of text. So I press enter. You can see that this is a chunk of text. Now that is stuck. That's anchored itself to that line. So I'm just going to change the wrap text option to that one, square. So now I can move this around now. So always think of a picture when it comes in as a paragraph. It comes in like that as a paragraph, and it's treated as a paragraph, and you can only move it down the page if there's been if somebody's pressed enter down the page or you've pressed enter down the page yourself. Otherwise you have to select a wrap text option. So these are all the different options, and then you can send it behind the text and things like that, or over either side, however you want to do it. That's how you insert a picture. Now in pictures, on the format, I quite often use this little background options. I quite like these. Put it on that one. We got a little shadow. Now you can format all of these. You can change these. You can remove background if you want. If you wanted to remove background, mark areas to keep, mark areas to remove. I'm not going to remove anything. I'll just keep changes. I just removed all the things that was highlighted. Okay, that's all right. Chopped a bit of his head off. But if I click back onto him, you've got color options, so you can change these color options. Quite like that one, or you can use these sort of faded out options. That's a good one. I'll use that one. Effects on that. So as long as live preview is selected in options, you can do this. If you took that off, you don't get this option, which is pretty pointless because then you can't actually select or see what you're going to select. You'd have to keep clicking it on and off. I'm having that one. Transparency. So this is to fade it out a bit. If you wanted it in your header and footer, maybe like so. Now, talking about putting pictures in headers and footers, if I just insert another picture, and this time I want to get a little dragoon man in this Waterloo folder, dragoon. So I want to put him in the header, so I'm just going to cut that and get myself into the header, double clicking at the top. Now if I paste the dragoon, because wrap text is not selected, it makes the header space as big as the picture. However, if I go and select wrap text behind text, it then doesn't affect the header size at all, and you can position him wherever you want. Now if I come out of the header, double clicking out, you can see there's my little dragoon, and he'll be on every page because I've put him in the header. So if I create a new page, Control Enter, there's my dragoon on every page. So your logos is where you would, what you'd do there, you put your logo or your company information, if you wanted it on every page, to be in the header like that, and then you make sure if it's a picture or an image that you have wrap text on. So that's the end of this little session. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So we've just basically covered charts, basic charts, formatting charts, and SmartArt, shapes and grouping, and then inserting pictures and wrap text. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for your time.